To prove the power of direct mail, we used two Swedish celebrities to conduct an experiment. Two celebrities that hated each other's guts. Even when you have a very specific target group, it is, by some unknown reason, very easy to use widespread public media, even if it would be much better to use direct mail. Or would it? We set up an experiment. How much would it cost to arrange a dinner between two enemies who refuse to talk to each other if we were not allowed to use direct mail? So we asked one of Sweden's most famous persons, the tabloid's favorite pop diva, Charlotte Perrelli, if she could help us. It's well known in Sweden that Charlotte and her former producer, Bert Karlsson, Sweden's answer to Donald Trump, have been at each other's throats for years after a partnership gone bad. We asked Charlotte if she would be willing to write a letter of reconciliation to Bert if we paid for a potential reconciliation dinner. This she agreed to. Since we couldn't use direct mail, instead of posting the letter, we did what most advertisers do. We chose the worthiest of media and booked an entire page in a national newspaper. Because Bert didn't respond to our ad, we asked Charlotte to write a new letter, which we then published in another newspaper. By now, we had to contact Bert and ask him why he wouldn't respond to Charlotte. This he would. And thus, our conversation was underway. Bert wrote a letter that we published in Sweden's largest newspapers, reaching more than 1 million people. Charlotte recorded a message that we played on national radio. Bert used sandwich men in Sweden's largest cities. Charlotte replied at the season's most talked about hockey game and on Sweden's most visited internet site. Bert wanted the Swedish version of Piccadilly Circus. Eventually, they reached an agreement with the help of primetime TV. The entire conversation was available on a blog that we updated as soon as new messages surfaced. By the end of this campaign, direct mail sales were up 48.3% in all of Sweden. But maybe even more joyous still was the fact that Bert and Charlotte met for dinner and finally made their long-awaited peace at the media cost of 1,374,000 Swedish kroner, including this airplane over Stockholm. While we had proven that it certainly is possible to communicate to specific people through public media, it's much more effective to use direct mail. A lot more effective.